Zam. Hello, how y'all doing out there, all you gentle furs? And whatever else. I'm Shockpaw. I'm doing a little, just one-off today, on the subject of, since Ioka is going to be having that implant soon, and is going to be joining the Borg collective, as it were. If you're a Star Trek fan, you'll get that reference. I became a temporary member of the whole collective, Borg collective, recently. This is an issue that worried me just a little bit, and I decided it was a good idea to proceed to a hospital and check out what's going on, see what I need to do. Now, on this subject, it's called, some people would call it as a bounce or a hiccup. You would feel kind of a weird sensation in your chest, or you feel like you skipped a beat, Now, there are devices out there that can help you and your doctors figure out what's going on. So, in talking with medical-based procedures, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about this because they hooked me up to a device known as a monitor and sensor. It's basically an external temporary implant. I guess you could call it an implant. And it basically monitors your situation. I'll tell you how it works. Let's start with the monitor itself, which I forgot to grab before I started this video. So it's basically a cell phone kind of design here. It's pretty cool, I'm covering the information on the back here. It's a Philips Industries creation. I'm not sponsored by this. I wanted to talk about it because this is part of what our channel is about, is going on adventures, trying new things, and anytime something interesting comes along that we want to talk about. And we talked about Ioka's to-be-coming implant, so I wanted to talk about this. So this is basically the monitor itself. And on here, how it works is occasionally you'll get messages from the company telling you when do you start your monitoring, when it begins, and updates on the procedure, like this is when it's going to end, if there's something specific going on. Sometimes it will say I'm out of sensor range. It'll alert you to that so you can kind of walk to either a new room if you're in an old house or something like that. And it will be loud and clear so that you can hear it. So if you're in a loud environment, I work in a loud kitchen, so it's a good thing for people to, for you to be able to hear what's going on. So if it goes off beep beep, then you got to check it to see what it says. And most of the time when it did that for me, it would say I'm out of communication range with the network, because the device that's attached to me is sending signals to the monitor, and the monitor, whenever I have what they call an episode, would send information immediately to your doctors. So that's pretty cool if you think about it. I think it's pretty neat. The wonders of technology these days are still baffling me, even though I'm on the technology curve, more or less. So let's talk a little bit about the next part, which is the device here. You can't see it through my shirt, so I am going to show it to you now. The scandal. No, but what they do is they attach it to you like this, It's on a medical adhesive here, and the device is very simple, and it has 3 or 4 sensors, 2 underneath the device itself, and fluff in my face. Dusty house. I don't know. Anyway, the device has got 3 or 4 sensors underneath and a couple that go out, and it monitors your heart, your rhythm, whatever else, and then relays that information to the monitor. So this is the sensor, this is the monitor. And then, anytime you have a what they call an episode, or they basically said anything out of the ordinary, anything's good. So right now I'm just chill, no problems at all. But if I were to have an episode, is what they call it, I would click into the monitor, touch the event, and it would say a list of information here on it, like fainting, dizzy, chest pains, skipped a beat, my personal favorite, heart racing, other, if I took a specific medication that accelerates my heart rate, things like that. And then it'll ask you, you say yes or no to that, and then it'll clarify and say, thank you for doing this, hit OK. And then it will send that information to your doctor immediately. So that's pretty cool. In my father's time and his father's time, what they would do is they would have an entire machine hooked up to you. It would be about the size of a large box or a table or something, or as big as me. And that was a long time ago. And then you would basically be hooked up to it with like 20 feet of cable and have like 5 or 6 sensors, and you'd be walking around with the thing in tow. And then in my father's time, it would be something similar, but it was a lot smaller of a device. Usually it'd be like a backpack thing, sensors hooked up, things like that. And as time has progressed, it's gotten smaller, until now, where it's this tiny little package, which is about that big. Now, the very first thing they will do before they get you started is they will go, if you're a woman, then they will probably do this too. I'm not completely sure. You can't quote me on this. But if you want to, type it in the comments and give me some insight. But what they do for a man is they shave the area. They usually make a barber joke at this point, like, that's a hairy situation you got there. I know, I had a comedian myself, but she was really nice, and it was a good experience. Kind of difficult to find the place because the heart center in the hospital I went to was like buried deep in the catacombs somewhere on the 19th floor in the 56th dimension, and there goes an aircraft nearby. Always while I'm filming. Anyway, so they would clear the area, do a basic cleaning, alcohol wipes, whatever, and then they would attach the shell of the device. Now, the shell is the sticker, the electrodes, and the connection base. So again, I'm going to show this to you because it's the day I get to take it off, so I can do this now. So I'm going to show you here. And then they would click it out. That's the underside of the device. So you got the information here. So we got this. And once they have it cleared and attached, they would go ahead and slide it into place, close it, clamp it, and push down to lock it in place. Just like that. And what's really cool about that is it's extremely light. Most of the time I did not notice it was there. I did have a strange sensation whenever it was fully charged, like either a slight burning or electrical sensation. But I think it was mostly due to the fresh sticker I'd put on and my skin just didn't like it. well, if you have to wear these stickers for weeks on end, then yeah, you might get a little irritated, you know. So that's basically what that is, the sensor and the monitor. Now, what they gave me was a box. I'm literally a box of stuff here, which is pretty cool. So, you know, I would do an unboxing video for this, but they unbox it in the hospital. You get the idea. So, included in this device, it gives me a how to get started information. As I drop everything on the floor, excuse me. Whoop. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just grabbing the stuff. And first, they show you how to attach a new one. They give you what they call the bib, which is this thing, which is after you get out of the hospital, they basically say you have to put this thing on whenever you put on a new one. You hold it about mid-chest, you kind of center it, and it basically gives you an idea of where the sensor is. So it'd be right there, and it fits in this spot, so give you the idea. Kind of like that. And then you attach the device and plug back in the monitor. Now the monitor and its sensor had a pretty decent battery life. I'm really impressed with it. The sensor had a battery life of about 5 days. And the monitor itself had a battery life of about 5-6 days too. So I could charge them at the same time. Now, the first stage had a single unit here. There's 3 boxes in the box, so excessive on the boxes, but I understand. So you have the device kit itself with instructions on how to do it. So it kind of gives you an idea here. And a scrub and cleaning brush, just in case you need it. Scrubby pad, basically. And yeah, that's basically that. So the monitor and the sensor would be in this box. Then the second box, the monitoring box, this one gives you instructions on how to remove the previous device, how to plug and charge it, things like that. Alternative methods to charging. And the best part is it came with a ton of extra patches. This is the clip patch, so the little blue plastic underside to the sensor, and then this, which is the sticker built in. Pretty cool. And then once that's all attached to you, you are part of the Borg collective. If you still don't know who that is or what that is, if you have never watched Star Trek, the Borg are like a cybernetic bad guy. They're like riddled with machine parts and whatever. Good, scary fun. But yeah, that's basically box 2. Maintenance, basically. And it doesn't really give you timing of how long the charging takes, but I found that the charger for the sensor and the monitor runs on the same time frame, basically, and they charge for about the same amount of time, so about 2-3 hours total. It came with a fast charger dongle and with 2 ports, and the 2 ports has the monitor's charging cable, which is a regular USB to USB-C connection, which is pretty much the standard anymore, and then a special one for the sensor, which is a standard USB port again for this, and this special docking station for the sensor. So it would go, forgive me, I'm gonna pop this thing out again. it would go basically right in there, like that. And it would show on the light here, red and orange for low battery and charging, and then green when it's full. The monitor, however, would not really do that. It would just light up, and the screen would show that it's got power and nothing more, really. It wouldn't give me an indication of a charging, except unless I actually went to the top of it, clicked on it, and it says monitor and sensor. You can also test the connection between the two or the connection to a network with that thing. So I had a whole bunch of little maintenance features. Pretty cool stuff, you know? Okay. So that's really cool that it came with this extra piece of hardware for, you know, continued maintenance for long-term use. Now, if you're only wearing this for a couple days, they just want to check you real quick, I wouldn't understand that very much. However, they wanted to go long-term. I've been wearing this thing for a couple weeks, and I figured it'd be best to talk about this video at the end of the experience so I could kind of talk about it. Yeah, simple. One thing I will find was very interesting was they hooked me up to, I believe it was called the EKG, I believe that's electrocardiograph, when they first were checking to see if it was because I went into a doctor because I felt these strange hops or hiccups. I wanted to check into it. So I went to a doctor and he put me in, I'm not kidding, the tiniest room possible. I am not kidding. Barely as big or as tall as I am, as big as it was. So literally the room was this wide. And there was a very thin, tiny bed shoved to one side of it. And the door had to be remained open because my feet were literally hanging out the door into the hallway. This was a broom closet, guys. I have never had such an interesting experience. I will find it fun, kind of comical. And they hooked me up to like 20 sensors, like here, on my legs, on my heart, on my arms, on my neck, pretty much everywhere. I won't get into specifics. But they hooked me up to this device and they started monitoring me for a minute to kind of get information. And the nurse at the time kept complaining the device wasn't working properly. So they only had me hooked up to the thing for about 2 minutes. And I'm not kidding. They even went, it needs to work. I find it fun and comical, so a tip of the hat to the medical industry. You guys are awesome. Keep doing what you do to keep us all healthy, safe, and with our families for the rest of our healthy lives, you know? But I do find it kind of comical that we have situations like that, you know? Anyway, let's move back to the box, shall we? Now, we talked about stage 2 here, where it was the monitoring, where it had the stickers and the plug cable and all that. And then we have stage 3. This is the alternative wire lead and adapters. So this is a special extra box. So in here, we have a series of specialized packages. This is a shaving kit? I haven't got a chance. I thought this was a package for the end of the process. So, oh my goodness, this is an alternative use and it's a shaving kit and a different kind of sensors. This is the the circular sensors that you would find when you're hooked into a big machine. And here's the leads and wiring. That's pretty cool. Looks like we got another package or two of the same thing in here. And of course, the information on how to use this unit versus the other one. Looks like this sensor is a little bit different. Transition guide from the unit I'm using to the alternative one. That's really cool. And of course, the work guide on how to use this device. And of course, all the information. So this device, you actually wear around your neck. Pretty cool. Again, the wonders of technology. Now, I didn't have to use the alternative device, which is nice. It is really nice to know that I didn't have to. Or I would have been wearing this around my neck, which I gotta admit is kind of cool. I'm guessing this is for the hyperallergenic. Now, I have mild problems with adhesives. You know, allergic to everything. That's the way it is. Why does it always never want to go back in the package the way you got it? Now, I haven't used this stuff. Nothing's been opened, so they'll probably take it out, clean it, make sure everything's prepped, and repackage and send it off somewhere else to be used for some other needy individual. Hoping for the best, you know? Get back in that box. Okay. Now, one thing that's really cool that I did like about these boxes is the fact that it came in a complete kit. I love the fact that it's a complete kit and with alternative options. And one thing that also comes with, which surprised me, please forgive me for being on camera here, along with the starter information, it also came with UPS bagging, package material, and specialized mail information to send it back to Philips when you're done with your monitoring period. That's pretty darn cool. And it's all included in the final payment. So you don't have to pay. You just basically take it to a UPS store or your local mailing office. I think it's UPS store. And deliver it. And that's it. Now, let's talk about my experience with this. Now that we've talked about the box, what's in it, what comes with, all that. My experience with this device, convenient. It had about birds chirping, apparently. You had to be within 20 feet of range of the device. So if you're working in a heavy industrial environment, you have two choices. Keep it on your person or keep it extremely close by. So like within 10 feet, 20 feet. So that way your sensor can communicate with your monitor and your monitor can communicate with your doctor. So that's pretty cool. Now, I know some of you can hear you texting, are you gonna die? Oh no! No, I'm not. This is what's known as self-care. Keeping myself safe so I'm around for a very long time. The doctors usually suggest it might be a medication I might be taking, or it could be the work environment I'm in. Who knows? But the idea is being cautious, being precautious. Now, being an older gentleman like I am, I'm what most furries would call a gray muzzle. You got muzzle, gray muzzle, silver muzzle. So Your gray muzzle starts in like the late 30s, 40s, going into the 50s and 60s, and the silver muzzles, somewhere 60s and beyond, if I remember correctly. If you guys know the specifics of age to when each genre that is, type it in the comments. Let me know. I've been around for quite a while. What to talk about with this? This was a unique experience. I've never had to do something like this before. I've had all kinds of things attached to me at one point or another through my career, of learning to adapt in the medical community. I think it was a pretty good experience. I learned that I had to keep my monitor relatively close to me at all times, so I just had it in my pocket all day. A zippable pocket is really handy. Just basically just shove it in there and forget about it for the day. You're good. And the battery life on the monitor and the sensor lasting almost 4 or 5 days. Choice. Good. It's good. I like that. The fact that you could possibly be itchy to the adhesive, and that's why there's an alternative device in there. It hangs around your neck. That's a different version of it. Same hook-in, same device, just mounts into a neck piece, and then those neck pieces connect. I think it was here, and here. I think. Not completely sure. I think that's what it said on there. Overall, I would say my experience was relatively good. I enjoyed it. It was a unique experience. Would I recommend it? Yes. If you have ever felt any kind of like really rapid heart rate, or a hop, or you feel you've skipped a beat or something, I would say go check with your doctor and see what they want to do. They'll probably hook you into the EKG and monitor you for a few minutes. Hopefully it works. And then they'll send you to a local hospital to have you hooked up to one of these devices and monitor you for anywhere between a week to a month. My personal experience was 2 weeks, so pretty cool. And the fact, oh yes, one final thing that I thought was a really cool thing. It is water resistant, which means you could have a shower with this thing, even attached to you, still running and working, and your monitor within 10 feet of you or 20 feet of you, and you would have absolutely no problems. It's totally one piece, self-contained, which is really cool. The only thing they say is not to completely submerge it, but having a shower with it is just fine. So, that's cool. Okay, me and Ioka would usually say this is a 1 to 5 kind of situation, my experience. I would say I'll give it a good 4 myself, 4 stars. I won't give it a 5 because one weird thing did happen. At the very end here, it's supposed to give you updates periodically on the device, saying, congratulations on using our product, here's what you need to do, and then it occasionally updates you with information throughout your testing period. And then at the end of the testing period, it's supposed to send you a text saying, your monitoring is complete, please pack up the device and send it on its merry way. I never got that. Probably a glitch or something. So, yeah. Aside from that, it was a relatively easy, harmless, simple situation. The only thing I would say that was a little annoying from time to time was it would get a little itchy. Just a little. And there goes the sky. Looks like we got another storm coming. We've been getting cloudbursts for a couple days. Like the rain. lighting. Hence my name, Shockpaw. Anyway, so with that being said, that's kind of what I've been experiencing lately. So I'm going to now do the last stage of this particular project, which is Borg. Take the device off, clean off the adhesives, and have a little relief on that end. Package up the device and return it to sender, basically. But yeah, I wanted to that's what this whole thing was going to be about, was just talking about my experience with this product. And it wasn't an unboxing video, it was a, how would I describe this? A reboxing video? Because I'm putting everything back together at this point. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience, and I wanted to share that. And again, I'm not sponsored, I just wanted to talk about it. And if any of you out there are feeling hiccups, hops, whatever, check with a doctor. And it's better to play it safe than again be sorry. So, if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. Check out me and Ioka's adventures. We like to do lots of things. We are trying to upload more, so there you go. We do like tasting videos and adventure videos. We occasionally will talk about a movie, things like that. So, with that all being said, I am Shockpaw. I hope you enjoyed this video of just me yammering on about a medical product. Maybe we'll do an unboxing video next time. Who knows? Until then, have a wonderful day. Stay healthy and stay safe out there. Alakazam!